Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Eric Schomer. Today we're going to create the Flying Pud Rubber. It's got other names. Let's just stick with that. This drink, submitted by, you could go by Bill, also known as Taco Bill 35 on YouTube. Bill. I like Bill. I like first name basis. The username thing drives me nuts because it's so many crazy names you can come up with. Drink's gonna have some amaretto and some vodka, but it's gonna do 3/4 ounce of vodka, 1.5 ounces of amaretto. It's gonna use some orange juice, some cranberry juice. Boom. We're gonna build it in here, shake vigorously, and then pour into let's do a highball glass. Why not, right? I don't need that anymore. So let's do that up. And then, so there's a weird pattern to how you make the recipe, whether it matters or not. I don't know. I'm gonna follow the recipe. So we're gonna pour our vodka first. We'll do our 3/4. And this is our St. Petersburg vodka. So Russian vodka, apparently. St. Petersburg. So we're gonna build it in here. You could also build it in your glass if you have a glass and you have a shaker that could shake on top of the glass. I don't think so. So we're not flying with that. Flying. Part of the name. So we'll do 1.5 ounces of amaretto. And I can hear all the amaretto fans rejoicing right now. Because we have a lot of people who are like, more amaretto. I could do a whole week of amaretto and they'll just be like, more. All right.
And other people will be like, I'm not coming back.
And other people will be like, what the heck is this, amaretto.tv? And now what we're going to do is add 2 ounces of OJ. That's orange juice, but OJ is slang. All right, so now it's about half full. Almost half full. I got lines on mine, so it tells me so I can read so I don't look like an idiot. Right. And then we're going to add our cranberry juice. We're going to do 1 ounce of cranberry juice. Seems like I never can get through one of these, so never happens. So there you go. You got some color. You got a little bitterness in there. Then we're going to add our ice. Whoa. Complications. There we go. One more ice. There we go. Should do. Now, you're about 3/4 full. That's what they say. You get it about 3/4 full. Add your ice. A little more ice. Make sure it's nice and cold. We'll shake it vigorously for a few seconds, as the recipe says. That's not going to work. Was that vigorous? Kind of dizzy.
Yeah, must be.
Seal. Smells like OJ from here. And really, you just do this. You could strain it into new ice. Doesn't call for it in this specific recipe because it just says, boom, do this, shake it vigorously. That's the way the recipe is. That's what we're doing. Now, people have asked, why do you use 2 sets of ice? Because now I go through a lot of ice. The trick is, when you shake it, it breaks down the ice. It starts to melt a little because these alcohols aren't cold. And that the 10 seconds, 15 seconds of shaking brings out some of the water. Now you've watered the drink down a little bit, which bad if you're making like a Coke, right? You don't want watery Coke. But for alcohol, you've got to bring some water into it. It brings out some of the alcohols, brings some flavor, and it tones it down just a little bit. Then you put it on new ice, so when you serve it, the people have a nice, refreshing drink that's going to stay cold longer. You don't want to give somebody something that's only got partial pieces of ice unless the recipe calls for it, like this does. It's got a nice frothy head. It's kind of dark, almost like orange juice and brandy, maybe. If I could say so myself, kind of looks like that. Maybe some SoCo. This is really good. My first impression, I don't know why, is a creamsicle. Remember the creamsicle we did? Less vanilla, so if you had the creamsicle but you pulled out some of the vanilla, maybe the way I eat creamsicles, I eat all the orange off the sides and I leave the vanilla and then I eat that last. I don't know. It makes it last longer, so you have the dessert longer. I don't know. It's just what I've always done. So it's kind of like the orange part of the creamsicle. Super tasty. and now all the ice is broken down. Nice and chilled up. So there you go. It needs a better name. That is your Flying Pud Rubber. I'm your host, Eric Schomer. Check us out on everydaydrinkers.tv. Leave us some comments. Been getting a lot of new comments lately, and it's pretty neat to see. And you can register on the side panel, too. That saves me from having to approve all the comments, because I know you're going to write good stuff. Nobody's here to spam me. So just sign up, and that way I don't have to put the approval queue in there. I'm your host again, Derek Schomer, teaching you how to drink.